Have you ever wanted to make a CrazyGamer style bow and stern? They of course are the best. No one can match them. Not even the China. Well, here's a champion.
Welcome back. We're going to be doing another video of
Well, you heard him. So now we'll head on to the main guide over here. Right through here. What we'll do for the bow will be your good curve right there. But for this, for the wedges, let's say this is your 1x4 right there. And in order to get to your 1x6 as there are new blocks, this is a block right here, and this is your 1x6. As you can see, it does like that. Don't be like a 9-year-old trying to build the Titanic where you just do that. Don't do that. You don't want your wedges or your bows or blocks to be like this. You don't want it to be straight because you cannot add any depth. You will do something like this. As you can see right through there, this is your block. This is your block. This is your wedge. And there's another block right there. You'll also have another wedge right there. What you see there, you see your blocks through here, block there, and they are overlapping. And overlapping can go both ways, on top of each other, or in front or behind each other. You'll also do in front and on top. I do not have any screenshots of that. But what you don't want to do is mess it up, because if you mess it up, you'll mess up the entire thing. Like this. Yeah, you don't want that. We will now head it to the tutorial. Welcome to the main part of the tutorial. This will be more of the building and showing of the ships, of the bows. So over here we have an evolution of my bow style in terms of the curvature of the front. This is a little bit different than the actual ships. I will show the actual ships in a second. So over here you have the basic design, very easy. You can do this when you first start. You could do these two when you first start. Basically the same, a little bit different. Over here is my current of what I do. I use these wedge panels, and then I use cutters, and I use actual wedges. This is an example. For over here, this is the curvature of the keel. I'll show you that in a second. This is what you'll do for your wedges. This is a perfect example on what to do with the wedges. This is not how you do it. Do not build bows like this. For this style, don't do it like that unless you need to. Never do that. What you'll do is you'll overlap it like that. And that gives it a rougher look, which in return can give the bow more depth. This gives it more depth right through here. This is what you could do on the top of a bow. Over here, you will do that, connect them all through like that. Since this is the keel, I will show you what to do. So for the keel, you can notice as you go through, it flares out by a bunch, then it tapers back down, or it calms down. So it's very strong in the flare, then it calms down. Always do that for the keel because that is realistic. Some ships may be different, I do not know. Over here is your stern. This is for the stern designs. This is an example on what to do with the stern. This is, I believe, 15 blocks wide. Yes, that is 15 blocks wide. Over here, it will just be, this is going to be for the top, obviously not the bottom. The bottom of the stern would also look something like this. So it will be similar to the bow on the keel. It will overlap through here, then it will calm down, then it will all connect. This looks very nice right here. For your rudder, this is an example for the rudder. This may depend on the size of the ship. Honestly, does depend. I did some tweaking earlier, but this is how it looks. I'm just gonna save that in a second. And over here, we'll just move this back to here so we can get to the main building so you can see the process of what it will look like. So for the main process, this is how we'll be doing it. Do that. Add these through here if you do need to. I'm just doing this so I have space to work with. We'll do it like that, and then it will, as you notice, this will flare out like that. And then as you go up, this will start to come down. Eventually, up here, it'll probably be like a 1 times 2 or something like that. But down here, it's going to be a bunch of 1x4s. Like that. And with these, with my bows currently, I have to connect all of these. What you can do is do that, to overlap it a little bit. And then you can return back to 1x4 depending on how tall it is. But I would just stick with that, and then like that. That was not supposed to be a 1x3, that's supposed to be a 1x2, something like that. Over here, this is how you'll do it through here. This will flare out like crazy. Then it will go back down, it'll come down to the point where you have a curvature for the bow. Something like this. That will be for the keel. As you go up, it will just continue getting broader like this through here. It'll be basically like this, but not as fat. So this will curve like that. So if we're going to have a good example, it's going to go like that. If you follow my mouse, it'll go like that. I did not do that perfectly. But if we save that there, let's head to one of my ships. So as we go through here, so as I'm now showing you, this is a complete bow. If you do build a bow with this exact technique through here, it will look very similar to this. It won't look exact the same because all these wedges through here, they're all different. When you build, it will not look like this, hence why I'm not doing a full tutorial on doing a bow. I'm not doing a full bow tutorial. I'm giving you the guide on how to do it correctly so it can look like this. You can improve on yourself with that. Over here, you can see that it has a little similar pattern. The stern is also the same way. This through here, it flares out. You can see that it flares out like this, but as you go up, it comes down and straightens up. Then up through here, it does the opposite of flaring. It curves like it's supposed to. Let's head to the stern over here. You got my propeller shaft. I always do my propeller shafts the same. May end up doing it different. Through here, so you can see that curves. It has this big flare. It's much more severe than the bow over here because it's a stern. Through here, it's very, very broad. You can see that. Through here, you may know when you're doing this style, you're gonna have a lot of trouble building the bows and stern correctly. Specifically when it comes to this, if you want to reach this shape, you're going to have to jump. So sometimes you're gonna have to jump by an entire block through here. So it may look a bit goofy at the back, something like that, but I have not figured that out. Here's an example for the rudder. Just drops straight down, then goes like that. This is a mini build, so something like that. Welcome to the Titanic bow. Now we are at the Titanic bow. This is my 1-to-1 scale bow piece. This connects to the rest of the bow all through here. As you can see, this has the same design as the Megantic. It had that same overlapping pattern. Remember, always overlap your wedges like this. Also overlap by blocks like that. Some of these are by 1, some of these are by 2, and some of these up here are on top of each other. That's perfectly fine depending on the bow. Like here, I had to jump all through here. I had to jump through that. But the That looks perfectly fine. So I can get through the main shape. You can see the main shape through here. And as you go down, it flares out through here. Then it starts to calm as it goes up. As you can see, I ended some of this at some point, so I gotta add these wedges. Just imagine it just, this bow, imagine the rest of this bow just going out all the way to over here. Something like that. I'm pretty sure it goes all the way up to over here, but that's the full bow. Then it goes off out into the main ship. As you can see another curvature. This is for massive ships. So like, this will not 100% apply to smaller 15 wide ships. We have PK over here watching. So we have this through here. Here. Wing panels, as you noticed, I did upgrade the bow in my component. Welcome to the Titanic over here, the mini Titanic. This is an older design, so don't do what this is unless you're starting out and you want to start out small. So here you have another curvature. If you want to take a screenshot of these, you can do that. Through here you have, they're all overlapping, they all go on top of each other. This is how you get your bows. Over here you have another rudder. This is another rudder idea you can do. I added signs to this that give it some texture. Also to give it its realistic paneling on the outside that held the Titanic rudder together into multiple pieces because it was divided in like 3 sections. Through here you have this through here, it's very broad. I would not do this, I would not copy this design through here. I would focus on my newer updated bows or sterns. Over here you have that. And one thing you should not do sometimes is do exactly this through here. This does not look good. And also through this also does not look good. Don't follow this Titanic stern, but I am just giving an example. Now, after we have finished that, we'll head back to the main place. So over here, we have all these examples to take one last look at this. We have this through here, this through here as well, and the rudder. This is the end of the video. See you guys in the next video, and hope this guide helped you. See ya.